dancing around, looking beautiful from their head to the ground. I know you're saying that it ain't your bag, but I say just relax, cause life ain't a drag. The drag show, the drag show. Zach and Stu, that pair is a must. The drag show, the drag show, with Labeling and Wanderlust.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SF Live, the drag show, featuring the lovely, my partner, Zachary Davenport, and I'm Stu Smith. And tonight, the drag show is proud to present the one, the only, the illustrious, great diva, Randi Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm great.
Welcome. We're so glad you're our first guest, and here we are. Don't know exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to have some fun, and we're going to talk about what drag means to each of us.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, Randy, when did you get it? When did you become aware of drag, and when did you want to do something in drag?
My first drag show is actually documented. It happened when I was about 2 years old. I have a video of me in a little roughly apron and a straw hat dancing around the living room with my brothers and sisters. And I think from that moment on, I don't remember it. I only remember it because I've seen it so many times on the video. But it was a happy time. It made me funny, and I could see that my family liked it and people liked it. So I think from that moment on, I was hooked. I became a drag queen at about the age of 2.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So there's a few years between 2 years old and what you're doing in San Francisco today. So how about some filler? How about telling us how it evolved? Because I know you would like to put on a variety show, you know, here in San Francisco. I know you do a lot of work to help a lot of great causes. I know I've had the opportunity of supporting you in AIDS Life Cycle, and you do a lot of other things. So I don't want to talk, but I want to hear from you how you got to where you're at today.
Well, at age 2, I did my first drag show, and from that point on, I was always fascinated with shiny, sparkly things. I always loved sequins and feathers and my little ruffly dress. And we had a costume box in our house. We had all kinds of wigs and dresses and boy dress-ups, girl dress-ups. It was just something that my brothers and sisters and I always played with. I come from a large Mormon family in Utah. So the little boy in a dress didn't go over so well all the time, but I would sneak. I was kind of a big doll for my older sister. And there were times, I think, when my brothers and sisters just thought I remember them saying that I was too silly, acted too silly all the time. And I would kind of drive them crazy because I was somewhat hyperactive and I was just a silly kid. And so I played in the dress-ups. I liked playing dress-ups. I would play Miss America with my younger sister and the neighborhood girls. I liked playing Barbies. I also liked playing G.I. Joe, too. So it continued. I just always liked. I remember being at JCPenney in Ogden, Utah over the holidays and seeing a pair of silver lame sparkly shoes over on the tabletop, and we were on our way to the elevator, and I was just so infatuated with these shoes. That's one thing that comes to mind. I was just always fascinated with shiny, sparkly things, and I was put in a children's theater workshop at age 5, and I was.
Whoops, we've got a live call.
Okay, great. Let's take it.
Well, I think they hung up. Oh, here they are.
Oh, my gosh.
Caller, are you there?
Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Kiki Kegels.
Hi, Kiki. How are you?
How are you?
Great name.
Good. Congratulations on your show, gals.
Thank you.
Hi, Randy. I'm a big fan.
Hi, how are you?
And I've just always wanted to know, is it true that drag queens are usually tops?
Honey, you can call me whatever you like. Just call me.
You heard it.
That's live right here at SF Live, the drag show. Hey, thank you very much, Kiki.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kiki.
So that was fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
It's the
we're
first
taking
show.
calls.
We got a live call.
We're taking calls.
Please call in.
Please
the number
call
is 621-4473. Here on SF Live.
See it right there on your screen.
Yeah, oh,
right there on the screen.
So
Wow.
Nice.
Zachary, you have a question, or?
Oh, well, Randy.
Randy.
Randy, what is What is your favorite part about doing drag? Why do you do it? What is it about for you?
I like interacting with people. I perform on stage, but I actually enjoy even more than that going out into the audience and being. I seem to always end up as party filler. I'll dress up, and I like dressing up. I have some friends that I do this with at different events. We'll dress up as an entourage and just kind of mingle with, I call it live decor, where we just go through the crowd, mingle with people, and we become part of the decor. I like interacting with people and getting people involved and getting them to have fun and lighten the mood and not take themselves and things so seriously. I think everyone once in a while should put on a hat and a feather boa and kick up their heels and have a good time.
I just think that's sensational. Live decor, in a sense, that's what every party needs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just putting up these events here that are you going to be attending that?
I'm going to attend. I'm helping out with the makeup for the Conde de Couture fashion show tomorrow night at the Intercontinental Hotel. It benefits Project Inform. I will be at that, and if I can get home in time and get a glue gun plugged in, I'm going to try to put together some kind of condom dress or outfit. And then I'm going to be wearing that, and I have another event to go to later in the evening. It's a book signing for a friend of mine who has written a children's book, a very, what I consider a very important children's book called 10,000 Dresses. It's a story, he shared the book with me, and I got to look at it, and I was like, wow, this is my story as me growing up as a kid, kind of hiding the fact that I liked to think about dresses, and I had dreams about dresses, and that's the story of this boy in this book, and he meets a girl who helps him design these magnificent dresses. So that book signing is tomorrow night at Different Light Bookstore on Castro Street at 7:30 till 8:30. So two really great events to support tomorrow night. There's always really wonderful things, as you know, going on in the community.
Thank you. Is that Mark Ewert?
That's Mark Ewert.
Mark Ewert.
And he's the writer, and the illustrations are done by Rex Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Speaking of fashion, do you have favorite designers? Do you have favorite style or favorite period or shoes or something?
I think my favorite style is, I loved the 60s and 70s. I loved as a kid watching Laugh-In, and it was considered racy in my house, so of course it made me want to watch it even more. I loved Goldie Hawn and Joanne Worley and their feathers and their mini skirts and their go-go boots. And of course Carol Burnett, whose clothing was designed by Bob Mackie. I think he is just genius. And anything, as you know, with sequins on it or feathers is a friend of mine. Yeah. There we go. That's me as Aunt Samantha at the artist ball. That was a couple of weekends ago.
That's a great photo.
Oh, this one's
and you're doing something ladylike there.
Yeah, very ladylike, getting ready to go out on the town. I think that's New Year's 2009. This is Macy's float this year, the Magic of Macy's.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
It was a magnificent float.
And that was
ironically, I was behind, I was thrown off the bookmobile as a kid for acting silly in my wigs and my drag that I dressed myself up in my neighbor friend. And so it was interesting during Gay Pride that we were right behind the bookmobile. And I was throwing all kinds of magic towards it.
What goes around comes around. Right. So, Zach? Something, suggestion, idea, something you want to toss out?
Who's your greatest role model?
My greatest role model for drag is probably, I have several different role models, but for drag, it would be Carol Burnett. I think she was just genius. She's one of the funniest people on the planet, and she was kind of one of the first, well, at least for me. The thing I liked about her is I got to see my parents laugh. And the family gathered around. It was our Saturday night activity. We would get together and watch the Carol Burnett show after Mission Impossible, which was another favorite because they had disguises.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love it when they would peel off the latex masks and get out of their disguise. But then it would be Carol Burnett and just the laughter that it brought into my home as a kid, and again the costumes that were designed by Bob Mackie. They were just fantastic. I couldn't wait to see what she would come out. She would come out at the beginning of her show and do a question and answer period, and it was all about what's her dress going to look like tonight. So Carol Burnett, I loved Laugh-In. Some of my other influences would be my parents. are both. My dad, interestingly enough, he loved getting into costume on Halloween. We had a big Halloween costume box, and October 1st would come around, and I would be pulling out my mom, can I get into the costume box? It's time to, it's time to like pull out the costumes. We had everything. We had monster costumes, Dracula costumes, and my father had a makeup book because he was interested in makeup, and he really did a pretty outstanding job of going around the neighborhood and scaring people with his ghoulish makeup, and I was fascinated with that. So I would sneak in. He had that hidden in his closet because he, of course, didn't want the kids getting into it. So I remember sneaking in that, and that triggered my interest in makeup as well. I work as a makeup artist in addition to performing. So, yeah, I would say that my parents are both influences there too, and very supportive of me and who I am, and whatever I want to do and whoever I want to be.
That's wonderful. That's really nice to hear. A lot of people are afraid when they equate Mormon church. They think, oh gosh, nothing to do with different lifestyles.
I have a pretty crazy fun, meaning crazy fun family, and a very large family. And they, I recently, it was a couple of years back, it was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and we did karaoke, and of course I had to bring costumes because you can't do karaoke and perform without costumes. So to see my brothers and nephews and nieces and sisters in costume, I mean, I'm all about costumes. My living room is a costume closet.
Yeah.
So if anyone that's been to my home,
I've seen it.
knows how crazy.
That's wonderful. You said a couple of things I'd like to follow up briefly on. One was the laughter part, and I think that a great deal to do with drag has to do with making people happy, and that could be done in so many ways. But you also talked about, Carol Burnett and drag, and I don't think a lot of people would associate her with the concept of drag.
Right.
But I see I think I see where you're coming from, and that's kind of one of the premises that Zachary and I are interested in. Drag means a lot of different things, and it's been around as long as human beings have been around, I think. And, a guy who's still wearing the fashions of when he was in high school and is now 60 or 70, that's kind of a drag.
He's wearing a 60s drag, right.
Absolutely.
That's his comfort zone. And
that's where he feels able to fit in the most, and then there's the rebellion piece of drag that some people go for. And then there's just fun, and then for me, I associate mostly drag with doing good. It seems to me every drag personality I know of is in some way doing a lot of good for the community.
Right.
So, and it really influences so many things. So any ideas you have about what drag means to you and how you interpret it in your daily life, Drag
to me, like, I've worked in retail pretty much my entire life, probably for the last 25 to 30 years, and I get ready every day in my retail drag. I go to work in my, I don't do it now, but I go to work in my black suit because I work in cosmetics, and it's kind of our uniform, and it's retail drag. Servers in restaurants, they refer to their wear as, I think I've heard them say penguins because it's black and white. That's their drag.
Right.
This is my drag when I go out and perform. But everyone, like you were saying, to your point of like the 60s drag, the guy that gets stuck in his comfort zone in his leisure suit. There's all kind. I had a store in Salt Lake City for a couple of years. It was vintage clothing, and it was 60s and 70s drag. So yeah, people get drag a little. They associate drag with just men dressing as women, and to me, it's not necessarily just that. There's a lot more to it.
They have a box dragon.
Right.
Yeah, I thank you. I mean, it is a much bigger topic, I think, and it has a lot of potential to change politically and socially the way we value things too. And so I like to see, you talk about some of the causes you're involved in, and maybe you could give us a little more information on that from your perspective and experience.
I'm also involved with AIDS Life Cycle. That's another organization that's very important to me. It's a bicycle ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's 565 miles, and I do pretty much that entire ride in some sort of drag too.
Oh, wow.
Not complete face, but I'll I've got to have a boa on or some sort of sequin thing to where it's my cycling drag. So
Right.
that happens the first week of June. That's a really important cause for me, and I think everyone here in the community. The money goes towards the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Gay and Lesbian Center in Los Angeles. And then I'm also involved with the Academy of Friends, which is it's an event that happens on the night of the Academy Awards that is, I believe, the last, well, you can go to academyoffriends.org to get the dates for that. I don't know the exact date. The latter part of February, I believe. Another good organization, and the money from that goes to 13 Bay Area HIV and AIDS organizations, and it's really an outstanding organization that started about 27 years ago in someone's home as a dinner party, and has just evolved over the years, and there's a lot of drag at that, too. There's all kinds of festive wear. People come in their Academy of Friends drag, and it's not all drag queens, it's you know, they'll come dressed in whatever it is that their drag is. All kinds of, you get tuxedos, you get formal wear, you get casual wear, you get all kinds of crazy wear, you get leather wear. We're in San Francisco. I think this is the greatest place on earth for people like me to live because everything is a costume party. It can be.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's really wonderful. I mean, it's a celebration of all of our lives and the freedom to do it here.
Right.
That's true.
We get so caught up, and I realize this working in the fashion industry for so long, we get so so much direction from magazines and movies and whatever, like telling us how we're supposed to look.
We do have a caller.
Oh, we do have a call. Great.
We've
Let's
got
take it.
another caller.
Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hi, this is Hazelnut.
Hi, Hazelnut.
Hi, Hazelnut.
How are you?
Good. How are you, Randy Randy?
I'm good. I'm nuts, too.
Hey, good. Well, I was wondering whose drag you prefer, Michelle Obama or Cindy McCain. I'll take my answer on the air.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Michelle Obama, hands down. That woman's got class and style.
She does.
And I'll say what Joan Rivers said, if Cindy McCain has one more facelift, she'll have a beard. I'm sure she's a very decent human being. I'll leave it at
Hand that to Joan Rivers. That's pretty good. Although she's experimented with all of that.
Well, thank you, caller.
Yeah, thanks, Hazelnut. Let's see. What have we not talked about that you'd like to talk about?
Let's see. Well,
you've got some goals. You know, we talked.
I've got some goals. I would love to put together I'm working on putting together a small production company right now. Like I said, I do living decor, and I've done some event work in the past. I've done a lot of different things, so it's kind of all coming to a head. I'm incorporating my makeup artistry and costume design and event work into a production company where my services can be hired by event planners. I don't necessarily want to be an event planner, but I do work with different event planners, taking on parts of their events. So I'm working on that. I'd love to put together a show. I've met in the last couple of years. I've kind of come out of retirement in the last couple of years with the whole drag thing. I took a break from it for a while, and in doing so, I've come across a lot of really amazingly talented people, musicians, drag queens, writers, musicians, and so it's kind of, it's happening. I don't know when it's going to happen. I can't give you a date, but watch for it. And you can visit my website, randyrandy.com, RandyRandi.com, to see the progression of that. There's talk with a friend of mine of a holiday show that we're going to look at putting together. So, do we have another caller?
Do we have time? No, I'm just wondering.
We have a few.
I'm looking at that. I thought it was saying. Okay, I apologize.
Live television.
Here we are. You know,
Here
not
we are.
the first
Here we
time.
are.
You know, just learning, and Zachary is doing such a great job.
Thank you, Stan.
Really.
This is great.
You know, as are you. Thank you. Yeah, it is about multitasking, but boy, I mean, here we are. You know, we're all doing things that are new to us, and I think that's exciting.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
So, what would your dream show? Who would be in your dream show, and who would be the beneficiary, and what would the theme
Who would be in my dream show? Carol Burnett would open it. She would introduce me.
All right,
and we would sing a song together.
Fantastic.
And do some sort of I picture it being formatted like her show. She did a variety show. She did music. She did little skits and outtakes, and would have guest stars. So I think that's the format that I'd be looking for. And it would be a celebration of people being themselves and getting to know their true, genuine selves and celebrating that and showing it. Yeah, that's what would be my dream show. Does that make sense? Does
Yes,
that make sense?
yeah, it does to me. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Are there local talents that you'd like to work with, or?
Tons of local talent. Probably too many to start naming because I'll forget someone.
Yeah, no,
but,
I know. And I don't want
mean,
to hurt anybody either.
this city's just has talent all over it. And I collect cards and I talk to people. I'm really pretty good at. I talk to a lot of people. And I have cards and numbers of all kinds of people. So, and I've told them, like, you're gonna get a call from me. So remember this conversation because it might be in 6 months or it might be in a year. But remember that we had this conversation because I'm gonna be putting a show together and I'm gonna want you to participate in it. So, I have this list of people and they probably think I'm a nut or maybe not. I don't know, but they're gonna get a call.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope to be somebody that gets to at least see
Absolutely.
the first Randi Randy variety show live.
Absolutely.
Anything else from you?
I just want to say thank you so much, Randy, for
Thanks for having me.
being our
thank you.
first
Yeah,
guest.
it's been a pleasure.
Our
It's been an
first
honor. Yeah, this is
but
great.
I hope back again many times.
Definitely.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and thank you very much to Access SF.
To XSSF, Arnell, Zane Blaney, our team, Justin, Dustin, I mean, pardon me, Dustin, Dustin
okay.
and Nicholas Yankowski, and Dustin
Manuel,
who wrote our theme song and sings it, and Nicholas who did our graphics, and there's a lot of people out there who have given us a lot of support, as they have Randy and all of us in this great little town called Oz.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, and join us in 2 weeks, Tuesday at 7:30.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
And we're off.
We're off. I forgot to hit my bird.
How do you know that you're off?
Ooh. It resets to...
Okay, cool. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, we put it
That
in
was
the
awesome.
can. Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
You're
I mean,
so
this is
natural.
So
You're
awesome.
so at ease. I was a nervous wreck.
I was too.
Ah.